Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. As office life beckons again, what will be the fate of digital nomads and remote workers in corporate America? According to a recent survey, nearly 11 million Americans are seeking to turn the pandemic's work from anywhere into a permanent situation. But will corporate America demand their return? To answer that question, we have Sandrine, Asseraf Group Managing Director at Webhelp North America, and returning guest Tom Goodmanson, President and CEO of Calabrio. It's great to see you both. Welcome to Trade Talks. And Sandrine, I'd like to start with you. Despite employers setting dates for full in-person returns, many workers expect flexibility from their employers. What does this mean for these businesses?
Well, the shift to hybrid or remote working was something that we saw more and more coming and happening, and that we saw really happening for good during the pandemic when it hit. And then certain employers, including ourselves, have invested in a solid remote working platform as a top priority. Others have showed hesitancy regarding productivity, security, and also people engagement, which are elements that the pandemic forced businesses to be creative about and to act fast upon. So, as an employer, we consider that our job is to find a solution that works best for our people and for our clients. So we see about 70% of our people indicating that they now ideally want to work in a hybrid setting. So as long as keeping that balance is a key focus on a team, but also on an individual level, and not everybody strives to be working from home, so you have to adapt, then everybody can benefit from the new models. I think the key for us is really to keep the company culture. So we have to keep it alive through employee engagement, through gamification, through organizing virtual and hybrid events, through regular internal communication and video meetings. And this flexibility will be the key to successfully achieving a new model that will enable us to attract talents post-COVID that expect that flexibility from employers moving forward. And although remote working offers flexibility, I think people will always crave the in-person interaction. So I think it's also important that we're working a lot around those models of how do we facilitate the interaction with people? How do we facilitate meetings, in-person meetings, the best we can in different types of setups?
Mm-hmm. And Tom, as the CEO, what concerns do you have about your remote workforce employees? And what's your take on putting digital leashes on remote workers?
Great question, Jill. For me, it's been the same since the beginning of the pandemic, and it will continue, is the health and safety of our employees, our customers. That's been kind of a mantra here at Calabrio, is making sure that we provide that. And it's, as the pandemic has worn on, it's even one step further. It's the mental health of them. And that's why we don't like the idea of digital leashes. The idea is, how about some tools that will allow people to do their work better, help them. When you think about somebody, one of the tools we have is a scheduling algorithm that, by putting people and knowing that they can have the schedule they want, where they want, how they want, is going to allow them to not feel leashed, but empowered. And so these tools, where some might take it too far, and that will be a shame, because it will, to the other point, we don't want to over manage people. We want to just give them the tools to be able to do their job best, because that's how they're going to take care of their job. And being able to come together and still have those moments where they can get together with colleagues, where they can work with their boss and know where they are. Those are going to be the important things. So the software should be, and the different components, whether it should be more of a tool than a leash, put it that way.
Sandrine, what careers are best suited for long-term remote work that still offers workplace advancement, and what can employers do to get the best from this new normal?
Well, thank you, Jill, for asking. I think thanks to today's technology, I think it's very safe to consider that any job that was traditionally done from an office can be done remotely, as long as it fits the person. And therefore, many career paths are similar to in-office paths and allow work from home. The other benefit I see from remote working, and we've seen that happening a lot during the pandemic as well, is that it's a great advantage for employers, as it opens opportunities to a broader talent pool, much broader than the talent pool we were having recourse to or trying to have to reach out to, because we can give amazing people the flexibility to put their talent to use from the best place suited for their needs. And this can be further enhanced by focusing on impact hiring, helping to bring high potential and economically disadvantaged people into employment. So as a business, which is like us, focused a lot on inclusion, equity, and diversity, we see a lot of potential by creating those flexible models and adaptable job opportunities to reach out to new talents. With respect to employers, I think these changes, they represent a significant opportunity as well. We have a chance to completely reimagine the ways of working and the way the business operations are going to be supporting our people. At Webhelp, we really see that as a far greater opportunity than just simply implementing work from home. We're supporting many of our clients in developing their strategic options for future growth, and we really see that as a model for the future.
Tom, do you see technology tools continuing to enhance remote work, and what is needed to make the remote worker even more efficient and connected?
Yeah, that's a loaded one, but look at what we've gotten out of the pandemic from a technology standpoint. Companies like Zoom and WebEx and Teams, their products are unrecognizable because they went on such a hyper development and they had a very captive audience to help build out their tools. And so and companies like them and like us were naturally, because we already supported at home people, we had a natural advantage. But the tools that I'm seeing come up that are going to be critical in the future are those kind of like I was talking about. Let's not have digital leashes, let's have tools. It's going to be those that empower the people to be able to do their job better and have those drop-in conversations, all those really important things that happen in an office, but they're going to have to happen digitally. And so I see some really cool stuff in the pipeline that will drive us to allow managers to manage over, and we don't like the term micromanager, but have that, I'm dropping in over your shoulder and working on this document with you. So I think just that more kind of almost a virtual reality, the world of gaming, for example, will be really important, I think, in how we think about these tools in the future. So we're really bullish on where we can take this as a company that's thought about it for years and years.
Such a great point. I can't even remember how we used Zoom and WebEx and Teams before the pandemic. It's just been such an intense 18 months. So it's a great point that you brought up, Tom. Tom and Sandrine, thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.
Thanks, Jill.